Be careful how you look at things in your journey, because sometimes it's how you look at things that determines how you properly or improperly handle things. Sometimes you get off course just because you had the wrong interpretation and wrong view of what you were dealing with. Interesting, yesterday I preached at a church in Brooklyn that I preached there when I was 16 years old, 50 years ago. And I was thinking about how when I first preached at that church, and now I was preaching at the church from 1971 to 2021 and all that happened. And as I was leaving after the sermon and leaving the church, a lady stopped me and showed me pictures of my 4th and 5th grade class pictures. She was in my class. And I looked at the pictures and talked to her, and I remotely remembered her, really. I did. And I went and got in the car, and as the driver pulled off, part of my mind was, wow, look at where I came in the last 50 years. And I could have never predicted that I'd be where I am. There's no way I could have known that I'd have been hosting a show on MSNBC later that day, 50 years ago. There was no MSNBC. I never could have guessed that I could have built National Action Network or had a youth group at the time. I couldn't have predicted doing syndicated radio. There wasn't syndicated radio like that then. But what I could predict is that I would stay committed to the values, the principles, and the calling that I had on my life. And I could predict if I'd be faithful even during the bad times, the trials and tribulations, the controversies, that I would get somewhere, even if I didn't know where. I also had to say the objective here is not to look back how far I've come in 50 years. The objective is to say, if God could do that for me in that period of time, then look at what I could do if I remain faithful for the next period of time. Rather than just relax in what you have been able to see and do and achieve, use it as a confirmation that there are things up the road, if I stay faithful, that can happen that I can't predict, I can't see. Just like I couldn't see what God was going to do for me if I earned it. From 71 till now, I can't predict what God will do if I keep earning from now to date uncertain. Don't just relax and glorify the journey you travel. Look at the road ahead and say, if God has done all of this despite the burdens I've had to bear, imagine what he will do if